What it is, gamers? This is John the Gamer 64, the one and only, and yours truly. And welcome to a new Arcade1up Countercade modification video. So today we'll be modding the LED buttons, or we'll be installing the LED buttons on the Countercade Marvel Superheroes. So as you can see here, I did some light modding actually. So I got these wicked dust covers. It's like an X-Men vs Street Fighter deal. X-Men on the left side, Street Fighter on the left, or on the right. But yeah, and also got these badass crystal clear, blue crystal clear ball tops. So all that's left to do is pimp out the buttons and it'll be solid, man. Alright. Okay, so anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and take it apart and go from there, guys. Alright, so here we go. First step is unscrewing all the screws on the unit, starting with the control deck. You definitely want to keep your screws together so you don't lose any. There we go. So this will actually be the second Arcade1up unit that I'll be modifying. Because the first one was the Mortal Kombat Arcade1up, which was a full-size one. So this will actually be the first Countercade that I'm modifying. Okay, there we go. And we just gotta get the ones on the left and right side of the cabinet here. Go. Yeah, it's like super easy to do here. Okay, awesome. Just take this part here. And as you can see, there's like a ribbon cable that you just want to take apart here. Pretty simple to take off, nothing too strenuous. Hold on. I think it's one of those ones you have to like lift up first. Alrighty, folks. So we went ahead and took apart the ribbon cable to the control deck, as well as the ribbon cable for the speaker. So yeah, it was just like, go ahead and show you real quick. So yeah, here on the Countercade, you had to take the little wire that went to the speaker here. So you just remove it. Wasn't like too strenuous, wasn't like stuck in there or anything, so it came out pretty easily. So yeah, you just remove the speaker wire, and then of course the ribbon cable that goes to the control deck here. Okay, so this is gonna be fun doing this once more, man. It's been a long time since I actually did the LED button mod on the Mortal Kombat one. So yeah. So at this point, we go ahead and start removing the little wires here to each button. Okay. Yep. Fun part. Yeah, I don't think it really matters if you like rip these off because you know we're replacing the buttons anyway. But you don't like jiggle it to try to get it off. Ah, yeah. There we go. I think I heard something come up. There we go. There we go. So yeah, they're supposed to pop off like so. So you want to go ahead and like jiggle them. I don't know, the green one's kind of, seems like it's stuck on there. There we go. Go. Come on. Yeah, green one's a pain. Alrighty folks, so went ahead and managed to remove the wires from the buttons here. Although some of them were a little harder to get off because they were on pretty tight. But as long as you don't care because you're replacing the buttons, then it's fine to just yank them off. But if you want to save them for a backup, say be very careful with it. A little technique I use for the ones that didn't get like ripped off was basically using both your thumbs. So one to like hold the bottom of it, the other to like jiggle the top of it until it eventually slides off. But like I said, some of them were on pretty tight, so yeah. So now all I gotta do is undo the zip tie here so I can get rid of the stray wires here, and then replace them with the new wires once I install the buttons and all that. So yeah, okay. Alrighty folks, so I managed to get the left side zip tie unlocked, I guess you could say, and I'll show you how I got it doing it on the other side here. So you gotta be very freaking careful, because I kind of use like these pliers to get them off. Just be careful not to snap the wires. Yeah, you're just basically destroying the zip tie. Alright, and I did not damage the wires, so yeah. Just gotta be very careful. That's all I gotta say about that one. So there's probably a better way to do it, but yeah. Worked out for me, man. Okay, so green, okay. Alright, so the only zip ties that you're not gonna cut is the ones for the arcade stick, or the joystick. So don't even bother with those. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull these out one by one and go from there. It's pretty easy to tell which one's which. So, yeah, buddy. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and take out little parts here. Okay, very easy to take out. So yeah, you don't like, well, it doesn't really matter if you strain them or not because you're replacing the wires anyway. So okay, so just make sure you do not take out the wires for the joysticks. Okay, so there you go. So yeah, just a little jiggle should do it. Go. Alrighty folks, so I removed all the wires for the buttons. So this is what it should look like at this time. So yeah, all these other ones you don't mess with because they all go to the joysticks. So yeah. Alright, so we'll go ahead and remove the buttons, and these are pretty easy. So as you can see on each side of the button, there's like a little wedge that you press down. So like press down. I don't know. Well, I'll give you a better look here. Just give me a second. So yeah, you have to like press it in, like squeeze it, and then push it through. Very freaking easy. So yeah, so that's how we're gonna do it. Remove the stock buttons here, and go from there. So yeah, I don't think we need to see me doing it to all of them. Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so next parts, I'm going to go ahead and place the labels on the deck here, so that way it's more like a frame of reference. So when you install the buttons and then you plug in the new wires into the buttons and then into the panel, then you'll get like a nice frame of reference. Okay, so I did notice something a little peculiar. So on the board, it does say, well, it's going to go from right to left, so you don't get confused here, but hold on, let me focus real quick. Yeah, okay. So right there, it starts from A, B, and then it goes into Z there. Not sure why, that's pretty strange. But then from the bottom, goes from, yeah, C, Y, X. So okay, I did this one of two ways. So originally I did, A, B, C, D, E, F. So it's gonna go from right to left. So A, B, C, D, E, F. So as long as you remember that, then you should be fine. But if you're like too OCD, you want to go with what it says on the panel here. So you can do A, B, then Z, and then go into the bottom row, right to left, C, Y, X. So yeah, whatever your preference is, whatever is easier for you. So you can do, see, it's going to go right from left, so it's going to be the 3 top punch buttons, and then the bottom 3 is going to be the 3 kick. So it's not that big a deal. But yeah, so whatever your preference is, if you want to stick to what it says on the panel, or if you're smart enough to know, it's, from right to left, A, B, C, and then D, E, F. So, all a matter of preference, my man. Alrighty, folks, so as you can see here, I applied the little tags to the back of the deck, just for reference. So yeah, basically it's like a backwards Z. So it just goes like this. It goes zip, zip, zip. So it's really not that hard to remember. But it's good to have these little tags as frame of reference. So yeah, if you're OCD and you want to have it the same as what it says on the board here, with the A, yeah, from right to left. It's A, B, Z. Kind of weird how it does that. And then you can go to the bottom, right to left. So yeah. Oh shit, sorry about that, guys. Shadows. Okay, C, Y, X. So yeah. So right to left, A, B, Z, C, Y, X. Or if you just want to do the regular alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F. So yeah, either or, whatever works for you, man. But I just wanted to give you 2 examples of how you can do it. What's more comfortable for you. Oh, and as far as the start buttons go, the top one, that is player 2 on the left side, and then the bottom, player 1, start button on the right side. So yeah. Just something to remember there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and install the buttons and go from there. Alright folks, now we got all the LED buttons here, as well as our new cables. The daisy chain also hooks up to the power supply in order to light them up, as well as the button rings. Oh yeah, and also I did get these. I don't think I'm going to use them, but maybe at some point, who knows. Yeah, because I'm already happy with the little ball top ones I got, so yeah. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and install the button, and we'll go from there. Alright. Better move these aside. Sorry about that, folks. Alright, so that's pretty cool for the start buttons. Since the buttons are black, I decided to do purple LEDs because there's no black light. So that's gonna be pretty sweet. See, trying to remember what the guy from was it DIY Retro Arcade said about this kit, saying that you wanna make sure that you have like the two prongs, like there's like an image of like arrows pointing up to the positive and negative signs. Yeah, flipped around, I guess. There we go. Okay. So we'll do it as such here. So this is for player 2 start button. Again, they're nice and tight. Ah, shit. Yeah, just hold the other side, keep it in place here. Here we go. Oops, stupid tape got in the way. I think that's what happened there. Okay, so that's the first button. So I'm gonna go ahead and install the rest. Oh, I'll do one more for you guys. But you'll get the picture once I install them all here. Alrighty folks, so we got the buttons installed here. Yeah, definitely pretty easy. Not too hard, not too hard. Okay, so next step, we're gonna go ahead and install the new cables. So, you think the top ones, the way that I arranged the buttons, that's for the daisy chain. So that's the one where you like, I think you have to plug in the red one on the left side and the black one on the right. So black for negative, red for positive. And then I guess for installing the new cables, doesn't really matter. But yeah, so let's go ahead and install the new cables and go from there. Okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and start off with the player 2 button, press start button here. So yeah, we plug this part in. So I think it would probably be better to plug this part into the buttons first before we plug the other half into the board. So let's go ahead and do just that here. slide it on here. Okay, so you're supposed to slide it on as such, so be very careful with this one. Jiggle it a bit, and it slides on. There we go. Very easy to do. Ugh, better than pulling them off for sure. Okay, so this one goes to the top. Press start. Terminal here. Wait, hold on. It's this way. Okay, there we go. Almost in the right place here. I think we got it in there. Yep. Alright. So as far as it goes, looks like. Okay, just making sure. Woo! Okay. Alright, now to do the rest of the buttons and go from there. Alrighty folks, so we managed to install all the wires from the buttons to the control panel here. So final step is to install the daisy chain for each button. So yeah, it's gonna be the fun part, even more wires. Alrighty, let's do it. Okie doke, so as I learned from the do-it-yourself retro arcade guy, Shane, who I actually bought this kit from. So he said that the left side, the red, is going to be positive, and the black on the right is going to be negative. So we'll go ahead and start with the positive on the left side, and go from there. So yeah, as you can see here, there's the two top prongs here. So as I already stated, you know where they're going to go. So yeah. Alright folks. Alright, so as far as the daisy chain goes, there's one thing that I had to rethink, because I know last time when I did this on the Mortal Kombat arcade cab, I had to make sure that for the black, which is negative on the right side, has to be opposite, like how you put these little cords in or cables in. It's the opposite of each other, so you have to flip them. So for this one, it's like how would you explain it? Okay, so for this one, this would go right here this way, while the red one would be flipped the other way. So on the back side, as you can see, for the red, and then front for the black. So yeah, that was a little tidbit, that little tip that I really need to include in this for it to work properly. Because I know what a big pain in the butt it was on the Mortal Kombat one, when I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working at one point. Or one of the buttons was, but yeah. Anywho, so yes, it's a daisy chain. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish it off here. So yeah, basically how it goes you know, again, do it the opposite way. As you can see here. Yep, sorry guys, trying to focus here. You know what's sad? It's like the old camera on my old smartphone is better than the one on my new smartphone. Than the new camera. But yeah, I'm trying to show you here. Purple. Where is it? Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, so that's how it's supposed to be. Opposite sides here. And then you just continue on from the chain and then blah 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 until you're done. Yeah. So I know I didn't really show you guys the first one. So I'll show you the second one here. How to continue the daisy chain here. So yeah. Again, the red one is going to be on the left. And you'll just lift the protective coating here. And then you pull it down after you put it on. There you go. And then okay, yeah. So this one's inwards. There we go. Alright, yeah, you gotta make sure it's pushed in nicely. There we go. Awesome, awesome. So yeah, you press it down until it clicks in, and that's pretty much how you do the daisy chain. Nothing too hard. So yeah, just remember, these two flip on different sides because they're opposites, you know, negative, positive, so yeah. Basically just like when you put batteries in a battery compartment, how like they're opposite sides, so that's basically the same concept really. And this is the very end of it, and then that's when we'll test it at the end and go from there. Alrighty folks, finally completed the daisy chain. Although I had some extra ones left, so hopefully that doesn't affect it lighting up. But I guess we'll see in a moment, right? Oh man, definitely is a process, I'll tell you that much, man. It's probably the most tedious process of installing the LED buttons for sure. But yep, it's finally done, man. Oh yeah, so another tip for you guys. So especially putting in the positive red cable on the opposite side, it doesn't like always slide down all the way. Sometimes you'll have to like shimmy it a little bit, but you have to be careful because you don't want to like bend the little contact part of the LED button. Because I know I was like getting anxiety from that. Like, oh man, I hope I don't bend it and, you know, mess up the button. But yeah, so yeah, you would just hold like the metal contact part and then just shimmy it on there. But yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and test it out and go from there. Alrighty folks, and here it is. Yeah, so they light up pretty nicely, man. Haven't had any issues, so that's pretty good. Because I know my first time installing these on my Mortal Kombat Arcade1up, there was like one button that didn't work. But I didn't think before that maybe I installed it wrong. So I think that's what happened, because like I said, when you have to do the daisy chain with the positive and negative, you do have to have them opposite ways. So I think it may have missed one, and that's where it got all screwed up. But yeah, man, freaking happy with this. So cool. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it back together and give you the full preview and go from there. Alrighty folks, and here's the final product. So badass, man. Oh, freaking DIY Retro Arcade did it again. Wait, I think that's what they're called. Yeah. Or DIY, Do-It-Yourself RetroArcade.com. They're the ones who actually have these badass LED button kits for the Arcade1ups. And I was happy with the first one I did with Mortal Kombat Arcade1up. But damn, this one takes it to a whole nother level, man. I mean, it doesn't hurt that I also partially pimped it with the octagonal gates, 6-pound springs, crystal ball tops, and this badass X-Men vs. Street Fighter dust covers. So, one thing to note about this kit, it was originally intended for the full-size Marvel Superheroes Arcade1up. So since this is the Countercade, the power cord is not the same as the full-size one. So meaning that you can still use it, but you may have to get a power adapter for a full-size one in order to use it. I mean, because the kit actually comes with a splitter for the lights to work. So yeah, all you need is just to buy a just a full-size Arcade1up power adapter. The full-size one, of course. But yeah, other than that, man, it's definitely worth it, man. Definitely worth it. And this time it was flawless, man. So, did everything correctly, and yeah, totally happy with this. I might pimp out my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one. I mean, that was going to be a lot less buttons, of course, since it's a 2-player model. But yeah. Alright, well, this finally about does it for this episode of Arcade1up mods. So until next video, keep on gaming, and thanks for watching.